Good morning, students. I hope you all are fine and staying at home. In the last session, we have discussed about the chapter, its various topics. And now, today we will discuss question answers. Question answers you have to do in your notebook. First, you have to write down the chapter number, its name, and then start question number 1. And exercises are given in your book that you try to do yourself. Now come to question number 1. Define the term volume of an object. For answer number 1, move to page number 15. Page number 15. We have to define volume of an object. So, the space occupied by an object is called its volume. This is answer number 1. The space occupied by an object is called its volume. So, this is answer 1. Now move to question number 2. State and define the SI unit of volume. Question number 2. State and define the SI unit of volume. Now again move to page number 15. See. Number 2. The SI unit of volume is cubic meter. Symbol is m raised to power 3. This is answer number 2. SI unit of volume is cubic meter. Now question number 3. State two smaller units of volume. How are they related to the SI unit? Now we have to tell that two smaller units of volume and how they are related to the SI unit. Again move to page number 15. The smaller units of SI unit, two units of volume, smaller units are centimeter cube and millimeter cube. The two smaller units are centimeter cube and millimeter cube. And how they are related to the SI unit? SI unit is meter cube. So 1 centimeter cube equals to 1 centimeter cube equals to 10 raised to power minus 6 meter cube. And 1 millimeter cube equals to 10 raised to power minus 9 meter cube. So this is answer 3. Got it? Answer number 3. Different units of volume are given and how they are related to the SI unit, it is given here. Now move to question number 4. What is question number 4? How will you determine the volume of a cuboid? Write the formula you will use. So you have to write down from the question, the volume of a cuboid is equal to, what do you have to do? The volume of a cuboid is equal to L into B into H. You have to write down like this only. The volume of the cuboid equals to length into breadth into height. The formula you have to write down like this only. Okay. Now move to question number 5. Name two devices which are used to measure the volume of an object. Draw their neat diagrams. For this question, let's move to page number 4. Okay, this is page number 4. The two devices which is used to measure the volume of an object are measuring cylinder and measuring beaker. See, measuring cylinder and measuring beaker. So what you have to write down? The two devices used to measure the volume of an object are number 1 measuring cylinder and number 2 measuring beakers. And you have to draw this diagram also and this diagram also. Is it clear? For measuring beaker you have to draw these three diagrams, this and this. And for measuring cylinder, draw this diagram in your notebook. Now come to question number 6. How can you determine the volume of an irregular solid? Say a piece of brass. Describe in steps with neat diagrams. Okay, so for answer number 6, we have to move to page number 5. See, this is page number 5 and we have to measure the volume of an irregular solid or brass. Okay, so here come to this box. Here the volume of a piece of stone we have to take out, but in question it is given brass. So where the stone is written, we have to write down brass. Okay, now you have to start from here. Take a piece of, at the in place of stone write down brass. A measuring cylinder, fine thread of sufficient length and some water. Place a measuring cylinder on a flat horizontal surface. Fill it partially with water. Note the reading V1 of the water level very carefully. Write down this. Now tie the piece of thread. Now tie the piece of stone with the thread. At the place of stone you have to write down brass. Dip it completely into water. We see that the level of water rises. You have to note the reading. Firstly, when the measuring cylinder was filled with water, it was V1, and after dipping the brass piece within it, the level rises and that level is V2. That is the new water level. Okay, so first level is V1 and second level, after using the brass piece, you have to write down brass here. The next level it moves is 80. Okay, so you have to write down difference in the two level of water gives the volume of the piece or stone or piece of brass. Initial level of water V1. Level of water when stone is immersed in it, that is 80 ml. Now volume of water displaced V2 minus V1, 80 ml minus 60 ml, that is equals to 20 ml. So the volume of the piece of brass equals to 20 centimeter cube. This is the answer for question number 6, and for this you have to draw this diagram also, that measuring cylinder is there with initial level V1, final level V2, and then we calculate the volume of the piece of brass. Got it? Now come to question number 7. You are required to take out 200 ml of milk from a bucket full of milk. How will you do it? For this answer, you have to move to page number 5 again. Okay, see, by using a measuring beaker. So from where you have to write down, it is given for 500, we have to determine for 200. Okay, so from here, take the measuring beaker of capacity, you have to write down here 200, 200 ml, wash it and dry it. Then immerse the measuring beaker well inside the milk contained in the bucket so that the beaker gets filled with the milk. Take out the measuring beaker from the bucket gently so that no milk splashes out. Then pour the milk from the measuring beaker into another empty vessel. By this, you can take out the 200 ml of milk from a bucket full of milk with the help of measuring beaker. So this is answer number 7. Now come to answer question number 8. See, describe the method in steps to find the area of an irregular lamina using a graph paper. Now we have to find out the area of an irregular lamina. For this answer, we have to move to page number 7. See, activity 3. So, we write down from here. Place an irregular object or irregular lamina on the graph sheet. Draw the outline of the object. First we have to draw the outline on the graph paper and then remove it. Now what we have to do? Count the number of complete squares. Then count the number of incomplete squares which are half or more than half. Look here. Within the outline. See, the outline of the lamina is there. Number of squares are counted. Complete squares and which are half or more than half. We have to ignore the squares which are less than half. The sum of the areas of the complete squares and the incomplete square gives the approximate area of the irregular lamina. You have to draw the diagram also and you have to tell the number of complete square marked, number of incomplete squares, and then the total number of squares and the area of irregular object. So this gives the area of irregular object as 8 centimeter square. Okay, so up to question number 8 you have to complete the question answers in your notebook, and from question number 9 we will discuss later. Okay, thank you.